This is the Creative Show, episode number 12. We're broadcasting live from two places, thanks to the magic of the digital age, from from the epicenter of the content marketing movement, that's Cleveland, and my basement, New Jersey. We're bringing you the only live show from the Content Marketing Institute where every executive holds their breath and hopes we don't say anything that will end up trending on Twitter. Now, for the next 30 minutes, we own the airwaves together. So get thee to thine keyboard, share your comments, and join the live event. My name is Buddy Scalera, and I am a content strategist focused on visual storytelling, a content engineer building intelligent content systems, and a professional comic book writer. I am joined by Content Marketing Institute's own creative director, their lead designer, and the last Jedi Knight stationed in Cleveland, Joe J.K. Kalinowski.
Ho, ho, ho! Welcome, buddy. Welcome to our holiday extravaganza. How are you doing today?
I am doing good, and I will tell you that this is warmer than it looks. So I envy the fact that you had the foresight to wear a t-shirt, our t-shirt, our logo,
Yeah, there
and
we
I'm
go,
pretty
huh?
excited about that. But you know what? I think this episode is where we get into beyond the music. So Amanda, roll the introduction. That's literally like the best intro we've ever had. I mean, that's I mean, I hate to say it, but like even I'm in awe. Like, and I've seen it 3 times already. It's great,
I
isn't
love
it?
it, man.
Who did that for us?
That would be our lovely producer, Amanda.
Our elf?
Our little elf, she's back there somewhere
Yeah,
in the
we may even be
workshop.
getting a guest appearance. But listen, Joe,
Yeah,
we talk a lot about user experience, and one of our shared experiences and passions is what?
music, baby.
That's right. And you were literally in the town where they have the Rock Hall of Fame. But it's clear that music is more than just the sounds, right? What it's about everything. It's about the experience.
Correct. I mean, over the years, buddy, I was just inspired. I just finished watching like the rest of the world. Just finished watching Get Back by the Beatles, the documentary that's on Disney Plus, and it was more than the music. It was the fact that I'm sitting there experiencing a creative process with probably the world's best rock and roll band ever, and you're sitting there like a fly on the wall in the studios, and it was such an emotional thing. I mean, this movie was, or this documentary was recorded 42 years ago, and you're sitting there like it's yesterday, and you're watching
Like
this.
it was yesterday. Was that?
Right? You like that?
Oh, that was good.
But it's such an emotional response, not just the what music evokes, but the actual creativity that goes behind it. Seeing these guys in action, and any musician in action. So
That was pretty long, Joe, wasn't it? I don't mean your
nine,
intro. I mean Get
yes,
Back, right? It
yes,
was you could have
nine
like got you could
nine
have
hours.
right.
I,
You could have watched that or gotten your master's degree, I think.
this is true. I could have got
Well,
my
I'm glad you
master's
selected the Beatles. But I think that dovetails perfectly into the topic we're going to be talking about. I'm going to ask Amanda to pull the graphic up because this episode we talk about what goes on beyond the music and how musicians and bands for years have created extraordinary experiences that take things to the next level and give their fans a little bit extra. So, Joe, you know what? I think every call that we have, we talk about one of our favorite bands. We touch on all the different things that they're doing. I think we should start with Kiss, the originator of a band that had a fan club. I was part of the Kiss Army. I think you were part of the Kiss Army.
for
And they
sure.
have never sort of lost that thread of staying connected to the audience. You want to talk a little bit about how Kiss creates experiences?
Sure. Well, what was amazing, buddy, is I've talked to Joe Palizzi about this a long time ago. One of the first really kind of cool uses of content marketing in rock and roll was the aforementioned Kiss Army. When you signed up, you would get an album. You remember buying the vinyl, and inside there was the application to join the Kiss Army, which was the exclusive Kiss fan club. And with that, you got the patch, the ticket offers, but the biggest thing is you got a newsletter. You got content directly from the band about the band, about the music, about the upcoming album, perhaps about the album that you purchased. But what they did is above and beyond. They've maintained this Kiss army now for nearly 45, 50 years. And it's amazing to me how many people are still members and how many people now they've kind of taken it from just being a fan club into these experiences that we want to touch on, VIP experiences at concerts. But one of the best ones is the Kiss Cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, how crazy is this?
Yeah, so this is a photo of the Kiss Cruise. I have not been to the Kiss Cruise yet, but if you go to the Kiss Cruise website, you can see that you can have an experience with Kiss that is personal and relevant. And what's amazing about it is you get to interact with other fans who are trapped on a ship with you. Basically, for lack of a better way to describe it. I mean, but really, Joe, when it comes down to it, what Kiss has always done is said, okay, how do we extend our brand line? Like, how do we vertically integrate? Now, listen, Kiss is famous for going from cradle to grave. Literally, you can get a
Yes,
onesie for your child, and you can get a Kiss coffin,
this is
right?
true.
Hopefully in between you experience Kiss in a more in-depth way. And while they will not continue touring the way they used to, it's not hard to imagine them going on the Kiss cruise because you can see them. They take out their acoustic guitars, they
Right.
have mini concerts. But for Kiss fans, it is truly a way to broaden their experience, not just with Kiss, but with the rest of the community.
Correct. It's almost like, I picture it like a content marketing world on a boat. We're all members of the content marketing world community, and we interact online. But it's the one time a year that we all get together as a content marketing world. Now imagine that, Kiss being the catalyst. All these people get together. Finally, they know each other from these online communities. They know each other as fans, and they get together on this boat. And what's really interesting too, buddy, is the fact that some people would think, or people would think that like Kiss, it's the Kiss cruise, so you're only seeing Kiss. Well, what's very interesting is Kiss invites other bands. Kiss invites
Oh, I didn't know
tribute
that.
bands. Kiss invites former Kiss members that are no longer with the band, but they still, like, so Bruce Kulick, Ace Frehley has played on them. It's very interesting to see. They have to keep these folks entertained for 9 days or whatever. It's not like a Kiss concert every day, but there's just different experiences throughout the whole, from the time you set foot on the ship to the time you get off. It's kind of completely immersed in the Kiss experience.
I agree, and I think it's pretty amazing. Now, I know we were supposed to go and do the next one, but we're going to jump ahead. We want to talk about other ways that musicians and bands have extended their line. Now, I jumped onto Rally.io because Joe Polizzi talks about it all the time with the Tilt. It's not, a promotion for the Tilt or anything, but I will tell you that I have gotten into cryptocurrency and NFTs and all kinds of fun things like that. And I went on Rally.io. Again, not an endorsement. Amanda, can you pull up the Megadeth image for me? Joe, you can now buy a Megadeth coin. It is currently trending at 49 cents. I'm hoping that when it leaps up to $5,000, I'll be rich. But for now, I've bought a few Megadeth coin. I've actually bought quite a few coins and in the creator coin community. But honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I am just pretty excited that I was able to buy a Megadeth coin. What are your thoughts on creator coins and where they seem to be going?
Well, what'll be very interesting is how these bands and their communities and how they're creating these coins for their fans, how that's going to relegate into an experience. Like, how many coins? Like, if you buy a coin, is that going to get you X amount of coins of Megadeth coin you own? Is that going to get you a backstage experience? Is that going to get you tickets? It's going to get, so it will be very interesting to see how some of these bands that are now kind of getting into the creator economy, how they're going to take and create a coin, put a value on it, and then how they're going to make it worth your while to buy the coin, to own these coins. You know, I think Vish, I think Vish, our friend Vish, said Nick Cave is his one of his artists that he likes. has this great community built together, and they're thinking that that might be one of the communities that would be perfect for creator experience coin and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. There's some bands that are doing it now, like, hey, buy a coin and you get a concert ticket. And some bands might say, hey, you spend X amount of dollars on a coin and you get a lifetime ticket. Whenever we're in your town or somewhere close, you show your coin on your phone and you're in, you know?
I'd be happy to see where this goes because, as a line extension, I've always loved Megadeth. And I think that for me, if Kiss made a coin, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, I bought it just so I can say I have a Megadeth coin.
Right.
And like look behind both of us. We both are full
Yep.
of swag that we've bought because we enjoy extending the experience. So Kiss is a great example. I have my Kiss figures. You can see my Kiss figures. They can just keep getting money out of me, and I'm happy. And I'm happy. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, let's see what Megadeth does.
Right.
In full transparency, I'm buying creator coins all over the place right now. I don't know where I'm going to go with it, but every time I get a few bucks, I'm like, oh, let's see what
Yes,
else I can buy. But it's fun. I mean, it kind
sure.
of makes me feel like hopeful, like there's going to be something, and somebody's going to look at this and go, wow, we've got a lot of people that bought into this.
Sure. It's going to be very interesting within the next year to see where, I mean, people keep talking about Web3 and how it's going to be communities and community experiences, the next version of the web. So I think the new creator coin is just the foundational groundwork to what's coming ahead for us as content creators, as creatives. It's never been a better time. I mean, everybody keeps saying, it's never been a better time to be a creator because or an artist, because now how everything's taken off in the artistic world, everything you can make, with the rise of NFTs and stuff like that. And coming back to music, there's people that are really considering, hey, I could sell a portion of, 3 notes of my song. If they own their own publishing rights, well, then Buddy Scalera could buy like the first 3 riffs of I Love Rock and Roll.
I would totally buy that. I'm not kidding. But I want to take it to the next place. And the reason I want to take you to the next place, I have a physical object. And this physical object was something that my wife got not too long ago. She went to New York City to see Dave Grohl during the Storyteller tour. Amanda, would you pull up the Dave Grohl photos that my wife took at the? There you go. So my wife was at the event. She bought tickets and she just walked in and was wondering why I'm wearing a Santa shirt. And then show the other image. And basically, what this was Dave Grohl was dimensionalizing and talking about his experiences, how he became a musician, what his inspirations were. He talked a lot about how he learned how to play guitar from listening to the Beatles. Every person, you can bring this back up on here. Every person on their chair got one of these. Some of them were randomly signed. My wife, unfortunately, didn't get a signed copy, but she said it was an amazing experience watching Dave Grohl talk about his experiences as a musician, played music, and had a great evening. And I think that when you consider what a big fan of the Foo Fighters this whole family is, we are huge Foo Fighters fans.
Nice.
We go all the time to their concerts. And this was just a great way for my wife to say, I want to go to the next level.
Right.
She did. It wasn't a full Foo Fighters concert. It was Dave Grohl. So she got the book, which she's read. She got the live spoken word event. And, I think she bought all kinds of other swag while she was there as well, just because she wanted the merch.
That's buddy. One thing that the last couple years that we've all been going through, uh, a lot of these bands. I remember specifically the Foo Fighters getting ready to go out on a summer tour or a spring tour right as the pandemic hit, and Dave Grohl penned a personal note to everybody saying, "Hey, the trucks are packed. We're ready to go. We're just waiting for this craziness to stop." Well, they didn't get to go on that said tour, but in the meantime, he had this idea of a new way to connect with his audience. Wrote a book. He's going on even before he wrote this book. He was connecting with people on podcasts. He is a unbelievable storyteller, and he does have a gift. Case in point, they're releasing a movie I mean,
which
come
we're
on.
buying tickets. And it's one night only nationwide. So we're as soon as they're available to buy, we're going to the theater and we're going to
Isn't
watch it.
isn't it fantastic? What is it? Studio 666, all about the Foo Fighters haunted demonic studio. It's just fantastic. I mean, the Dave Grohl has the knack, and I think a lot of musicians can take stock in what he's doing and maybe take a lesson from what he and the Foo Fighters done. Not only has he been in two incredibly iconic
Yeah.
rock and roll bands, but he has created a community that goes well beyond the music. He's bringing them experiences like your wife Janet uh, had, where she sat in a room with him and just heard him tell a story.
Yeah.
He didn't have to play. He didn't have to play a song. She was just happy to sit there and hear him talk.
Hmm.
And honestly, is there any better connection that you could make with someone?
Yeah, and I think that it's an obvious opportunity. Even we were talking about this with brands. Like, what do brands want right now? Um, if your brand is the kind of brand that can have a personal connection, if it can have an in-depth line extension that's meaningful and not at all derivative, I think it's a good opportunity to explore. We did note, we don't have any photos of it, that even Iron Maiden's lead singer, Bruce Dickinson, will be doing a similar tour. I think you were telling me about that, right?
Correct. Yeah. We've talked about Iron Maiden in the past and how we admire their marketing strategy over the years. Well, once again, Bruce Dickinson, who is kind of a true Renaissance man, uh, above and beyond being a wonderful rock star. He is a pilot. He is an accomplished fencer, like the sword fencing.
Hmm.
Uh, a writer, a poet, a brewmaster. I mean, we talked about their beer before, the Iron Maiden beer that
Joe, why don't we have a drink sponsor? Like, we're both holding up different types of drinks.
yeah, seriously.
Like,
But
where's our sponsor? Where's our sponsor
seriously,
for the show?
I would take the Iron Maiden beer sponsorship. That'd be pretty cool. But Bruce Dickinson is doing a spoken word tour, and it's
Yeah.
very similar to what Dave Grohl's doing, and it's a perfect way. It's a bunch of metalheads getting together, and we're gonna sit there in our leather jackets and our Iron Maiden t-shirts and listen to Saint Bruce talk about his experiences over the years of recording albums, of writing, where he got to start, where he thinks his career is going to take him, about making beer, about flying planes. I mean, it's just fantastic
It is.
the community that they create.
And you know what? The community that you create is the community that you maintain. You
Yes.
can't do that and ignore your community for decades and then hope that they'll be there when you have something to sell. It's testament to the fact that these artists are constantly nurturing the relationship that they have with us, the fans. But Joe, I don't want to give short shrift. You can see all the holly below at the bottom of the screen, and that's because it's our holiday episode. I can see that you've worn your hat. I've apparently been typecast for some reason. I think there's a little injustice there. But Joe, I think you were going to put the rest of your costume on so that we can do a little bit of holiday gift giving. Amanda, you want to run our graphic to give Joe a second? We're going to be doing the What's in the Box holiday special. Do you want to pull that graphic up for us? Well, Joe. I will tell you, you know who went above and beyond? Amanda. Amanda went above and beyond when it comes to putting graphics together and all the sound effects. I am so glad that you're here producing this for us. But we have a special edition now, Joe. Outside of it's
I don't know
actually
where Joe went. It's Santa.
S-
Joe.
Santa Kalinowski. There you go. So, Santa Kalinowski, you have done a good deal of decorating outside of your house. I think there's a graphic of some of the decorations there you've created. There you
Yeah,
go. You're a big fan of a particular movie, I think.
I am. Well, it started off like last year during the pandemic. I was sitting in the house and I wanted to do something creative for Christmas. So I bought some plywood. And all the way on the right there, my buddy asked me to make him a Grinch for his front yard out of paint and plywood, which I did. And then that led into me making a leg lamp and the fragile box for the front of our house. All the way on the left, the Ralphie was from this year because I made a promise to my wife. I don't know why I did this, but for every year out from here on out, I'm going to make a new Christmas Story figure for the front yard. So this year we
Wow.
had Ralphie in the pink bunny suit, and so the next following years, my neighbors are going to love me because it's going to look like I have the whole cast of A Christmas Story in paint and plywood form in my front yard.
Well, Joe, you certainly have the ho 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 holiday spirit, and
Ah,
I will tell you, this year we're going to be giving each other some holiday gifts, and I just kind of thought, you know what? I really want to give meaningful gifts, something that represents from us to each other. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to give my holiday gifts out. Amanda, would you show part one to Joe? One of the highest rated. Oh, there's Amanda herself.
hey, there's our elf.
Yeah, there's our elf.
Which
Hey,
one
elf,
is
good
it?
to see
Which
you.
one is it?
It is the first one, the banana. Banana one. There you go. So, Joe, one of the highest rated banana slicers on the planet.
Oh my god.
You could not get a better banana slicer. You will not slice off your fingers. But I think what's really great about this banana slicer is it has such amazing reviews of it. If you look here, it cuts in Spanish. Uh, it cuts in the metric system. It
Oh,
cuts in all different ways. It is absolutely the world's greatest banana slicer, although it is known that it is only curves in one direction. So if you only have bananas that curve in that direction, you might need to get the second one as well. So that's my gift to you, Joe.
oh, I
And
love it.
and then Amanda, because Amanda, for all that you do, um, you know, I'm a hugger, and Amanda is definitely not a hugger. So when we see each other, there's this awkward moment where I'm running, chasing Amanda as she's running backward. So I've gotten you this gift, Amanda, out of the Sharper Image catalog. That is your producer protection. So the next time I see you, that's as close as I can get. So
For some
from me,
reason, I recently got served an ad for one of these.
well, you know what? I guess other people know that
Yeah,
that
that's what my
unusual.
husband's gonna get me.
How about
Yeah. So that's from me to you. That's a little bit of
Aw, thank
personal
you.
space for
I
you.
love it. That is so cool.
Did they come in orange for Content Marketing World?
It would.
Yes.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
So, well, let me share my gifts to you, Amanda. If you could pull up Buddy's my gift to Buddy. Buddy, nothing says Christmas more than our favorite movie, correct?
Wow.
I could have
Sweet.
gotten you the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meat slicer chainsaw. But
I'll
you know,
take it.
I figured let's get a little bit more festive and a little, you know, we can kind of keep a little bit gruesome, but not so crazy. So I figured the Jaws holiday sweater would be perfect for you.
And Joe, very meta of you. This is a very meta gift, being that our first episode here on the Creative Show, we talked about this very Jaws image.
Don't you love that callback?
I love it. It is absolutely a delight. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. And Amanda, I figured, you know, if you wanted to get a little funky with cooking, nothing suits someone better than the Snoop Dogg cookbook.
Nice.
From crook to cook.
Wow.
I
Isn't
do
that
like
great?
Snoop Dogg.
You know, I saw it. I've been watching his specials with Martha,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's fantastic. And I think, you know what? He's got style like you. He's cool like you. I'm like, why not?
It says from crook to cook. That's
Yeah.
great.
Now, are you making the assumption that she doesn't have this already, Joe?
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's a pretty good chance that
It might be on the shelf, right?
You
and
never
I have to tell you,
know.
Amanda, I am so glad that you're on the show for an extended period, and you look very festive. Your lights are really bringing the life into this show.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I try. Well, I didn't have a lot of time to go shopping for you guys. So I got you the same thing, and this is really this is all I could find. This is for you guys. An apron, world's best mom with my picture on it.
Oh, look at that! Every
love
time we
that.
cook,
Yeah, you'll know. You'll think of me.
Honestly,
I have to love this. I think this is great. It's really a gift of you, isn't it?
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. You know, actually, I think I might get one of these.
Now I hope mine comes in like a 2XL. I don't want to,
I don't know. A little tight one might be.
Yeah,
Hey, there you go.
that's true. I could be cooking outside just shirtless with that. All right, and there's it. That's the show. Amanda, I love that. I think that's great. It is
Love it.
creative, and very thoughtful. Thank you.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. This is fantastic.
All right.
All right, so that looks like a wrap, guys. Joe, where can they find you in the future? Where can they find you?
Well, as always, I'll be roaming the halls of the North Pole.
Ah,
You can find me over at the Content Marketing Institute, or you can find me on Twitter or LinkedIn at JK Kalinowski.
okay. And you can find me at all places at both comicbookschool.com, on Twitter at Comic Book School, and of course, my favorite place, Buddy Scalera, because I'm not that much of a giant egoist. But yes, everything is named after me. I thank you, Joe and Amanda, so much for a great first year, and I hope all of you in our listening audience continue to have a wonderful and creative holiday break, and use the time that you get, whatever time that is, to be creative, to express yourself, and to let us know how you're being creative, because we would love to know about how you're being creative. Be sure to like this show, click subscribe, and we will see you in the beginning of next year. So ho, 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 everybody. We will see you next year.
Take care.